Means that folks in the countryside outside the city, that they have the same access to succeed, whether it's a child having access to be able to do homework or whether it is a small business.
3,000 homes and businesses in rural Outagamie County now have high-speed internet access thanks to the one company's initiative, People living and working in Freedom, Center, Oneida, and other municipalities will enjoy gigabit broadband provided by Spectrum's Rural Construction Initiative. Spectrum officials saying this multi-year initiative set to invest roughly $9 billion to ultimately connect about 1.75 million new homes and small businesses across the country. That investment partially offset with over $2 billion in government support.
We are committed to the efforts, obviously with a multi-billion-dollar investment, and we do look forward to continuing to expand across not only the state of Wisconsin, but across the entire Great Lakes region, and looking forward to serving all our fine customers here in the Charter Center.
High-speed internet access, an issue that state and federal politicians have been tackling in recent years as the service shifts from a luxury to a necessity. In a 2022 study, the local nonprofit New North found that 50% of respondents were dissatisfied with the internet speeds across 18 counties here in northeast Wisconsin. Earlier this year, the Wisconsin Public Service Commission announced that roughly 410,000 homes and businesses have gained new or improved broadband access since 2019. PSC officials estimating that with continual government funding and partnerships with private providers, like we just talked about, most if not all underserved regions in the state will be connected by the year 2030.